Hey everyone, welcome back to my tiny baby trap, my C16 baby trapping video. Before we get into the video, again, my 100k gem giveaway is going on. I will do the giveaway probably next Friday. So if you haven't joined that, there's going to be a link in the description down below. Go click on that. If you like these videos, by the way, hit the thumbs out, helps out the channel. So again, this is my C16 baby trap. It is the 30-something mil baby trap that has almost 10 million troops on it. It's running a tier 2, tier 1 comp, tier 2 frontline, tier 1 backline, and it can get hit by many different types of people. So the previous clip, there was a bigger player hitting it. In this clip, you're going to see a smaller player hitting it. That's the thing about C16s, is you get all ranges of people trying to hit you. Like, you get like 10 million might castles hitting you, you get 200 mil might castles hitting you, you get brown castles, you get purple castles, you get level 25 castles. It's just a ton of different people sending different attacks at you, so you never know what's going to happen while you're trapping on this. It's also very hard to record these traps because I never know who is going to hit me. Like, if I'm on my big trap, you kind of realize who's going to hit you. It's going to be the guy with good gear who likes to solo people, but on this trap, it could be literally anyone. So this one I did miss on the camera. A couple of these I missed on camera just because, again, I never know when they're going to hit me. I never have an indication. They just randomly pour on me or randomly attack me sometimes. So this guy went in. It looks like mixed tier 4 with some tier 3 and tier 2 fodder. Decent heroes, all gold heroes. He's 300 mil might. He did just around 100k damage to me, so not really too much. Pretty easy for this trap to trap something like that. Again, this trap can trap people up to probably mid 600 stats, depending if they have the counter research and stuff. If they have the counter research, 600 is kind of the max, maybe 550, but most people at 550 probably don't have counter research done anyways. They usually have a little bit higher stats, so that's kind of how it goes. But obviously, the counter research kind of messes with this trap because I only have one front line. I cannot switch my phalanx. I can only be in infantry at any time. So I'm just letting my guild know, hey, this guy's in Fury. I have his leader. If you want to hit him, go for it. I think I throw a tracker on him, but so yeah. So they're actually going for it right now. No, someone else threw a tracker on him. Or wait, it wasn't me. I don't know. Anyways, so the Say Scoop guy did get in trouble there. He lost his leader. Again, we have some pretty good rally leads in NBK at this point. Again, this clip is a little old. NBK sort of didn't exist for a while. So anyways, they started to go, I think, into a gangbang here. So they're just soloing him. Yeah, so you can see they're basically soloing him. There's Savage, Pepsi, and Four Kings going in there. I'm not sure if they still play. So again, some of these clips might be a little older because, again, my clips kind of get pushed back, and eventually I get to them, but it's usually a couple months after. So a lot of times I'm not in the kingdom anymore if you guys are looking for me. So I'm not going to be in the kingdom. But sometimes that's because I want to hide that I'm not in the kingdom because it's hard to get hit if you're well known. So that's kind of the whole trapping thing. It's like if you're a rally lead, it's not so bad because you're not getting people to hit you. But if you're trying to get people to hit you, sometimes you don't want to post the videos right after it happens because you might not get hit again because someone might see them. Anyway, so that guy ended up getting 0 there. He had about 2 million troops left. Savage Pepsi went in there, 800k reds. Then looks like the other guy went and yeah, pretty much zeroed him there with the gangbang there. So hitting him, these were out of order, sorry. So some of them were kind of out of order there, but they hit him a bunch of times, ended up zeroing him, didn't need the rally or anything like that. Again, he was leaderless with only a couple million troops, so that's what kind of happened. And I think I got these ones from, who did I get the reports for? I don't even remember at this point, but yeah, so they did end up capping his leader and all that. So here comes another one. This guy's going to be 94 million, full champ gear, 200k with a trickster leader. It's not mythic champ, but it is champ gear. But he has a trickster as his leader. I'm just like spamming him in our chat. Like, I'm gonna throw a tracker on him because I have now capped his leader. This guy is not very big either. He's got some. He is kind of a pay-to-play player. He's got the castle skins. He's got the champ. But he's not doing it properly, I don't think. He's only about 80-something million might. He does have a level 60 hero, so I got that. I mean, he can't have champ on if he doesn't have a level 60, but yeah, so he does have a trickster as his leader, which I don't think he understands. You don't need that. I thought he might be like Beatty or something, but then he sold me with his leader and lost it. So one of our guys decided to go in there. Is Natalie Love going to be coming in for the solo attack on him. I don't think he has that many troops either. I mean, it doesn't really matter. He's 88 mil at this point with no leader, so most of our leads can rally or solo him. But yeah, you can see he's got almost full champ on there, but it's like green, so it's really interesting. I keep looking at his gear. I'm like, he's got really interesting gear. I've never seen something like that. But yeah, so he's gonna be attacking me again here, which is really weird. He only has like 8k troops after the solo, I guess. So he's a lot of people think that after they solo me, they can actually go in and solo me again and stuff like that. So I actually have a march out, so I can't port or anything at this point. So I gotta let him hit me. So let it hit. Gotta let the solo hit me. Sorry, I was trying to say that, but my march is walking back. So a lot of times people are pouring me because I'm attacking people, and they see that and they're like, "Oh, the troops are out. I can go attack them now." But obviously, doesn't work too much when I have 9 million troops. 60k troops is not going to make a big difference. Actually, I have closer to 10 million troops, but yeah, 37 mil. I have almost 10 million troops. But again, a lot of those are what's called. Tier one, tier one troops. That's what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a brain fart here, but yeah, you can see the attack there, 250k. I keep showing his gear, but yeah, just because I don't believe his gear, it's just a bunch of green. What's called champion gear. He's at just tier 3. He is a tier 3 player. You can kind of tell by his might. He's probably doesn't have tier 4 yet, especially if he's running a trickster leader like that. He's probably not a low might guy. But he decided to heal up and send another march at me after that. So I'll. Obviously does not have his leader, but he doesn't really like his troops apparently, because the ones that he was losing probably went to his sanctuary and the other one, but when he attacks me, he ended up getting reds, and those ends up just killing his troops. He lost another 58k troops to me there. I think he kind of gave up after that, and then this guy ported next to me, and this guy was actually scaring me a little bit, because I was like, I don't know. I don't know what his attack is. He's probably in the mid 600s is kind of where my limit is for attacks. If he goes in for a cab blast, that can hurt a lot. If he goes infantry or range, I should be okay. But if he goes for a cab blast in this situation, I got to pop the attack boost. I have tons of 50% attack boost though, but he didn't end up going for the attack though, which was nice because I didn't want to lose a bunch of troops to him, because he just ended up going 100k, I guess just as a tester to see what was going on. But yeah, I kept looking at his gear. I'm like, it's on the iffy side because he is almost a billion might, depending on his gear. I mean, I did get hit by that like 1.7 bill might guy and capped him, but he sent a 250k, and his gear was actually worse than this guy, so that was kind of easy. But if this guy went in for cav, because I think his cav was like 650, so, and I'm not sure if he had the counter research or not, so that would have hurt if you went cav on me. Probably would have lost like a million troops. That's kind of how it goes with a good cav blast, and having the counter research just does a little bit too much for the C16 because I don't have those base stats. But anyway, so this is going to be the end of the video. He doesn't end up hitting me, thankfully, but I actually, not the end of the video, the end of the trapping, because I want to, actually, I lied. But the end of the trapping, because I wanted to go in and what's called talk to you guys about the the kingdom situation right now. Like, what do you guys think about the kingdom situation? I just want to go over just my thoughts for a couple minutes, and if you guys want to listen to it, I'll be right back though. Hey, so welcome back. So the thing I wanted to talk to you guys is about the kingdom situation. If you're in a new kingdom, in a new account, you probably don't understand what's going on. But for older accounts, like all my accounts pretty much, I can't join any new kingdoms for almost a year and a half. I'm not kidding about that. Like, if I go into here and then go over to, let's say, 780, let's say, it won't let me join this kingdom if my account's over 434 days old. So I have to wait so long to join this kingdom. It's kind of stupid at this point. Like, the older, like, free-to-play accounts are pretty much in between a rock and a hard place, because once you get out of these, like, kingdoms, you can't join them. It doesn't matter if you're like 10 million might, you can't go join these like old, like newer kingdoms. You're stuck in the older kingdoms with all the titans, and you're like, okay, I guess I'll just kind of quit the game now because I can't be in a kingdom that's around my own might. Where I think you could change this by just adding like a might cap to join a kingdom instead of just allowing migration of any person. Let's say you have a kingdom and it's whatever, you don't want older kingdoms or older players to come in there, so you put a 100 mil might, a 200 mil might cap on the kingdom that no one over that might can actually join. You can join the kingdom, then build up your account after that. Let's say let's say the cap is 200 mil. Let's just put a 200 mil might cap. You join your 180 mil, you could actually make your billion might account if you wanted to, but you can't join the kingdom if you are over that might, let's say. So it doesn't matter how many migration scrolls are. That means it'll actually stop big what's called guilds from joining that kingdom, or older ones and stuff like that for joining that. If your might's too high or your base might's too high, you can't even join the kingdom. So it'll stop those guilds from coming in, but it won't stop like the free-to-play players who want to build up their account. Because right now, the options for free-to-play players in these open kingdoms are either go to a incredibly dead kingdom, which isn't fun because it's dead. There's like 5 guilds in there, and you're not having fun anyways. Or you join a kingdom with a lot of people in it, but it's just a bunch of titans, so you're kind of just stuck there too. So anyways, those are kind of your options right now if you wanted to actually join some of these kingdoms and stuff. It's like you don't have an option as a free-to-play player. Like even as a low pay-to-play player, you're kind of stuck too, because like again, once you get into these open kingdoms, you can't have fun, you can't attack anybody, you kind of just sit there and wait for people to hit you, or you go to a dead kingdom with like 3 guilds in it, and you still can't hit anyone, but at least no one's going to hit you then. It's like, what's the point? So you kind of end up just quitting. I know a lot of people end up quitting because of this. I mean, if you're a big player, it's fine. It'll be the same. But also for big players, I think the kingdoms should like merge down. Like there shouldn't be 700 open kingdoms right now. There should be like 200 or something like that. That way, all the kingdoms there's a lot going on, and then what they should have is those might caps for the newer kingdoms, so all the smaller players can actually go to those kingdoms and have some fun themselves with people around their own might. That's actually what it should be going on. Then people can obviously do other stuff like make low might mythic champ accounts and stuff like that, but they can think about that after. But it would obviously make people build new accounts and actually probably make IGG more money that way. So that's kind of my thing. Like make the open kingdoms right now have less kingdoms, make their might caps for, instead of having like a migration for how old the account is, because my current 32 mil baby trap, the one you just saw, cannot go to any new kingdoms for like 2.5 years now. So it's kind of stupid. So, and people have quit by the time that has happened, pretty much before I can even get into one of those kingdoms. So that's kind of where it is. It's a little bit less fun right now to play in these open kingdoms. I mean, for trapping, it's totally fine. I don't care about that. But obviously, I'd prefer less kingdoms. I mean, that way KVK isn't stupid, because I've had like 4 or 5 KVKs in a row. You probably haven't seen many KVK videos recently because they're all dead. I'll be in a big kingdom and we'll fight another kingdom that has like 12 guilds in it, and they're all like a bunch of farmers all shielded the whole time because they don't actually like playing, because they're in those dead kingdoms begin with, so they're not going to be having fun. So that's kind of where we are right now. It's like, yeah, there needs to be less open kingdoms, some might caps on newer kingdoms. If you still want to have the migration restricted, that's fine, but don't have it for 3 years or whatever it is right now, like 1.5 years. You can't restrict people from migrating to new kingdoms for 1.5 years. Because, like I said, like what are these free-to-play players supposed to do once they get in the open kingdoms? Like once their account's too old, they can't really do anything. It's like, okay, I guess I just quit at this point. Or like I said, not even free-to-play players, low spenders. Like let's say you only spend like $50 or $100 a month. Like, you can't keep up with the people spending thousands, so you can't be in these open kingdoms and have any fun, or unless you're making a trap, and then it's basically just attackers and traps. There's no in between for people who spend lower amounts of money. So again, they should have those might caps, and then you can take the might caps after a certain amount of time. But just like it is right now, they're doing the stupid migration restriction for older accounts. But again, yeah, so once you get into this open kingdom, you're just kind of stuck, and you're not having a really, it's not as fun as it used to be. Let's put it that way. It used to be a lot more fun. My traps are still having fun, but it's not as fun if you're an attacking castle. Like totally, like look at these migration restriction days. It's just it's ridiculous. And like I said, even like there's so many levels too. It's like, oh, there's migration restriction, and then there's what's called, like, you can't, there's completely restricted, and then there's migration restricted, and then there's partially restricted, and then it's like, okay, just put might caps on it, have people be able to join it. Then if you could have people all around the same might fighting it out, if people have better gear at the same might, that's different, but at least you're not having to fight like billion might players all the time when you're 200 mil might or something like that. Anyway, so that's just my thought. And you could obviously tier it based on, let's say, how many people, like the might of the kingdom, let's say like the top person is like 300 mil might in the kingdom when it opens up, then maybe, yeah, maybe that's the highest might that can join or whatever. Or maybe it's even lower. You even want to just open up, maybe it's 50 million might, and then it goes up over time. Like then like 200, like 100 mil might guys can join, then 150, then 200, and 300. Eventually it gets to open, but yeah, but that way people can still join with free to play accounts and smaller accounts and I don't know, whatever. Like, let's say you don't want to have a, like, you can't spend that much money or whatever. Anyways, that's my thought. Tell me what you guys think about this idea in the description down below. Maybe send it to IGG and maybe ask them about it too. Maybe they'll do something. I don't know. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.